Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you 3 very easy DIY home decor ideas. So let's go ahead and get started. DIY number 1. So I saw this beautiful summer piece, decor piece at Joann's, but it was $39 and I knew I can recreate it for way less. So I'm taking this shadow box kind of frame that I already had used previously, and these painter sticks from Lowe's, and I actually cut them to 4.5 inches. That's what actually fit perfectly in this box. After I cut them, I decided to sand the edges a little bit, and after that I took this Waverly chalk paint in a color truffle and I gave these paint sticks, or actually paint stir sticks, one coat. I was not careful to be perfect. I just wanted them to be covered on one side and just on the edges a little bit. I dried them out, and then while that was drying completely, I took this shadow box and I wanted inside to be painted completely in this Rust-Oleum chalk paint in a linen white color. I wanted it to be crisp white. So after it was dried, this is how it looks like, and I am going to use this self-adhesive stencil from Dollar Tree, and then this kind of a stencil brush from the Dollar Tree. And I had to, these are great, they're separate, each letter is separate, so I was able to get them a little bit closer, so I overlapped them. I got them a little bit closer to each other. So this is the first time I'm using this type of brush, like a stencil brush. I'm not impressed. I usually use a little piece of sponge, and I think I'm going to use that from now on. It looks way better, and it works actually better for me. So either way, it didn't turn out bad at all. It was just a little bit harder for me. So after I had all these words done, I'm taking another stencil from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just putting on a bottom paint stick this beautiful kind of like a leaf with a flower design, and I'm gonna take another design and I'm gonna combine these 2 paint sticks, and it will kind of go across both of them. And after I was done with this one, I'm gonna do similar thing on the top 3. So you'll see what I'm doing over here. So I'm just going across these 3 paint sticks. I kind of thought it will look nice to do that. So after everything was dried, I laid them down inside of this shadow box, and I am going to just hot glue them down. So this pretty much looks like inspiration piece, and I am going to tell you it cost me, let me think, this shadow box was around less than $1 at Dirt Cheap a long time ago, but I already used it in my previous project, and the paint sticks, they were 98 cents, but I used only 3 of them. So $2. And look how beautiful it looks. I love that this contrast between crisp white and this stained wood. I think it just looks so beautiful. I want to hear what you think about this one. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of amazing classes such as design, crafts, photography, marketing, and others. So if you would like to learn something new or just broaden your knowledge, this is a place for you. They offer video lessons and a class project. You can do them anytime. Most of them are less than 60 minutes long. I recently took a class called 5-Minute Creative Workouts by Rich Armstrong. It talks about getting your creativity in shape, and I think that is super important, especially for a crafter like me, to learn how to keep your creativity going. Members get unlimited access to the classes, and it is less than $10 a month for an annual subscription. Skillshare has kindly offered the first 1,000 of my subscribers who click on the link in my description box will get a free trial of a premium membership. It is a great deal, and I highly recommend it. Okay, let's start with DIY number 2. This one is super easy. So I started with these 3 kind of wood blocks. This is just a scrap wood I had in my garage. There are 3 different sizes, and I also found 3 different sizes of these can lids that I saved. First, I'm going to start with this antique wax by Waverly, and I will give 1 coat to these wood blocks. So this is just something I chose because I wanted to go with this route, but you can certainly use any paint or any stain you want. So after I was done with staining all of them, this is how they look like. I like that they are all different colors. They all took the stain differently, and I really like that. So now I'm going to take these 3 lids, and I'm going to take first this black acrylic paint, then a brown one, and also the light gray chalk paint. And I am taking this stencil brush that I used earlier, and I'm just dabbing. I'm alternating colors. I wanted to make it look galvanized, but very like old rustic looking galvanized. So I'm alternating all these colors, and at the end I'm finishing it off with the brown. That way it will give that rusty look. This is how they look after I am done. I really like them. So I dried them completely, and after that I'm taking all these pieces and I'm gonna hot glue them together. So I'm taking the larger one, larger block with the larger lid, and I am attaching it together, and then a middle one, and then the smallest one. After that, I am taking a Mod Podge because I really wanted to protect this paint that was on the lids, and I'm just giving it 1 coat. I made sure everything was completely dried, and after that, this project is done. These cute, adorable candle holders are just so beautiful. I wanted to make something like this for a long time, maybe a little bit bigger, but this is what I had on hand, and I think they turned out so beautiful. I had only these tea light candles, but can you imagine having a little bit bigger ones? Or even this can be used as a plant holder. And either way, it looks absolutely beautiful, and it was so inexpensive. As a matter of fact, it was free for me to make it. What do you think about this one? Okay, friends, if you're my follower, if you're my viewer and subscriber, I want to thank you so much for being here. It means so much to me that you watch and comment my videos. And if you're new, I want to welcome you. I'm Jelena, stay-at-home mom of 2 kids that love crafting, doing DIY projects. Everything that I do is on a budget, and mostly rustic, farmhouse, but sometimes modern style. So if you're interested in something like that, please stop by. I would love to have you. Click that subscribe button. If you're on social media, look for me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Come and say hi. I want to remind you that my regular upload times are Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, but sometimes that changes, and I always try to let you know in advance. Now let's go ahead and start with the last DIY number 3. This one is super simple. So I am going to take these 2 lids. That's what I had on hand. One is from the candle, and the larger one is from a tea container. And I am going to take also this cork sheet from the Dollar Tree. First, I'm going to take this ink chalk paint by Waverly. It is a black paint, and I'm going to give a pretty good coat on a top portion, which in this case is going to be the bottom of my project. After that, I'm also going to do the inside rim, and I'm going to dry it. It doesn't matter if the middle part gets dirty from the paint, that's fine. It's going to be covered anyway. So after everything was done and dry, on both of them, I'm going to take Mod Podge, make sure to protect it, because I'm creating coasters. So I wanted it to last. I didn't want that paint to come off from the metal. So now I'm taking this cork sheet and I am tracing these lids, and I am going to just cut it out with the scissors. And after I had them all cut out, I am going to go ahead and take painter's tape. This is the only tape I had. It's from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to just create a random pattern on each of them. So on the first one is just stripes, and on the other one I put them kind of in a triangle shape. So I'm going to take the same black ink paint, and I'm going to paint those spots in between. So I'm going to paint the cork in between the painter's tape. I'm going to make sure everything is completely dried before I take the painter's tape off, because I didn't want it to bleed. And it looks so beautiful and crisp. Look how pretty it is. After I had that, I'm going to go ahead and peel off the sticky part of this cork sheet. It was a little bit hard to take it off, but I managed to do it. I didn't want to rip it. And then I just place it on the bottom inside of this lid, which is now a coaster. Make sure to press the edges, and that's going to be it for this project. This is so simple to make, so unique. You can use any pattern you want. You can write something on it. You can use your Cricut to print something out. But look how beautiful they look. I have 2 different sizes, and I think it's so, so cute. You can actually stack them up. You'll see that in just a minute. I'll show it over here. And I think with these patterns, it is just beautiful. It looks so modern, actually, but also rustic because of the cork. Now, also you can use these as a plant pot saucers. You can put little beads on the bottom to make it look as a planter. Either way, all this looks so beautiful and it's so easy to make. A great idea. I want to hear what you guys think. Which one of this was your favorite? If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share this video. And I want to thank you for being here. Also, I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful holiday weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
You started a fire somewhere deep in my mind. See the barbed wire, the place is grown.